Okay, May 15th. In 1800, President John Adams orders the government, the federal government, to move from Philadelphia, where had been currently located, to Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. And so this was the official move of the capital from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C. Now, Washington, D.C. didn't become the official capital of the United States until June 11th of 1800. So 3 weeks later. The White House wasn't finished yet, so John Adams actually took up residence above a tavern in Washington, D.C., and that's where he lived until he moved into the White House. And then he, of course, only lived in the White House for less than a year, or a little over, like right at a year, because by the time the election, he lost the election in 1800 to Thomas Jefferson, and so he would move out of Washington, D.C. in March of 1801. So really, he wasn't in the White House very long. So, and that's where the Capitol's at. The Capitol had been located there, and through a compromise had been carved out of a portion of Maryland and a portion of Virginia. The original intent was that it would be 10 miles by 10 miles square. And so if you look at the map, you'll notice that the Virginia portion was taken back. It was during the 1840s with the debate over slavery that Virginia said, well, give us our land back. So that's why, if you look at the map of Washington, D.C., it's very square in the Maryland portion here down here, and then the Potomac River. And then the lower half had been given back to Virginia, which is why it's not a complete square. So anyway, that's what I have for today. 1800, John Adams orders the federal government to move from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C., and a total of 125 people made up the federal government at that time. So 125. I suspect today that's probably the staff of the White House. But there you go. So I have for today. I will see you tomorrow.